Hi, this is Dr. Jonathan Youssef, and this is Networking for Your Optimal Health. Thanks again for joining us. Today's topic is going to be a little different. It's about functional attention deficit, a term I just recently coined with a friend of mine, and we both decided that this functional attention deficit allows us to be more productive and more focused than we would, and this is actually considered a gift for us. Anyway, enjoy the show, and looking forward to another great topic. Hi, this is Dr. Jonathan Youssef, and this is Networking for Your Optimal Health. Today's topic is going to be about functional attention deficit. The first thing when people hear this word is, wow, that might just describe me. And so we found this in not just our listeners, but in a wide variety of our friends and family. So what is functional attention deficit? Well, me and my friend David Jamison were on a podcast a few weeks ago, and we decided to create this term that described us so eloquently. And we are all over the place, yes, but we also function, and we also multitask, and we also network, and we also have an energy level that is exciting and fun to be around. So we decided to network our functional attention deficit to bring our best face forward. So what are some of the things that we're going to do with functional attention deficit? Well, let's describe it first. We have successful practices and we are entrepreneurs in our own way. And we found that other people are also equally as successful. We found that, yes, we do have a multitasking portion of our lifestyle, but we also bring in and use some of the software and lists, and we are able to take that focus and take that energy and complete a project, and not only have that project completed, but we are also looking at outsourcing a second project or a third project, and they're all interlinked. And perhaps that sometimes I wonder if the job that you're doing or the people that you're around, some are not synergistic. In other words, when you have two people who have attention deficit or functional attention deficit and they work in unison, you can get a great deal done. Of course, you have to make sure that your goals are set, your lists are made, your expectations are in order. So those are some of the things that we found in functional attention deficit. So what I want to do is I want to create a network that is full of attention deficit patients who are functional. And so basically what I mean by that is there's going to be successful entrepreneurs out there. There are going to be business leaders and top performers. And I want all of them and all of us to get together, whether it's in a forum or a chat or a blog, or even just create a sort of a business model in which people who are interested in working with functional attention deficit, I think that they would be able to reach this network and then pull out the top performers and the business leaders and anything else you can kind of think of. And I wouldn't limit this to just the top performers in the area, but anywhere in the country or anywhere in the world. In addition, one of the things that I've noticed is that with functional attention deficit people, we tend to focus a great deal on how satisfied we are with our own performance, but we're also the performance of others. And so we want to reach the best and optimal level of our performance. And that's one of the things that I see in a lot of my friends and family who are immediately raising their hand and saying, hey, I might have attention deficit. So my first recommendation is to embrace functional attention deficit. By embracing it and understanding it, I think we can take the necessary tools and use those tools, and not only share those tools in the network, but also make those tools work for us. So what I would say is, instead of giving it a negative label, I want to create a positive label for a functional attention deficit. And The positive label, I believe, will allow business owners who are seeking people who are like-minded to place functional attention deficit people in the right positions in the right job. I'll give you a description. I had a young college student who was interested in doing some scribing in our office, and I found that she just did not have the focus that can complete a task, and instead she seemed to be more gifted at being creative. So I decided, and I looked at what are our needs in the office right now. The needs were to create a website and then to use the creativity portion and the technological ability of her to multitask to create the website. It was as if I had turned a light on. She was an okay scribe and excellent at what she was doing, but immediately I gave her the task of the website creation. I said, here you go, take this website that I've been working on for years and make this work. And I didn't even have to stand over her shoulder and ask her questions about it, but she was able to take that website and turn it into something much better than I had envisioned. And I was very appreciative. But it wouldn't have happened if I had been stuck on forcing her to be in a position that didn't work for her. Now, we were both interested in her being a scribe, but the abilities that she's had on a technical level to create the website. But remember, and also keep in mind that she wasn't just creating a website, she also helped with the patient portal, and she also connected our patients with our website and then immediately created forms and so on. The project went on, and then it just got better and better. And we went from a website that was very one-dimensional to like a three-dimensional website where we had pre-registration. We connected with our patients on the patient portal, as well as we also connected by providing helpful solutions and problem-solving information. Of course, we connected it with our maps, and we were able to schedule. That was the really interesting part, is that she was able to connect the schedule with the patient portal as well as the website. So it was like as if she took one task and she created multiple avenues, and she wasn't satisfied with that. She wanted to continue. The only limiting step was her time. And so this is the kind of discussion I want to have with my functional attention deficit people out there. So let's talk a little bit about what are the questions that I kind of focus on. Well, attention deficit patients have a series of questions that I ask them in the office. And they're, of course, related to focus and multitasking and not able to complete projects, having difficulty getting outside of the house, or having difficulty with being focused on or train of thought while there's multiple things going on. Many of the people who complete these forms end up not being quite labeled as attention deficit, but they have multiple symptoms. They weren't severe enough to require medication. Of course, they can take medication, and some do, and I am a big proponent of appropriately taking the right medications for attention deficit. But here are some interesting things that I want to start off this discussion about. I want to start talking about what are some tools that you can use at home. Let's first look at using your resources. No longer should you just try and willpower through your attention deficit. That's the first recommendation I have for you, is use the resources around you, making lists, using software programs, calendars, emails, jotting down notes. Use what you can and the resources around you, and use and appreciate the people who are around you who can help you focus and refocus your energies. So again, number one, use the resources around you. Do not willpower through it. It's not going to work. The second thing is, let the diet and exercise portion of your life help you. Okay, you got a lot of energy, you've got a lot of focus, you want to refocus your energies, you want to avoid certain triggers in food that are going to either make you too dull or too excited. You want to balance your diet. Okay, so number 2, balance your diet. Number 3, I want you to look at your exercise. So use that exercise portion to kind of calm and mellow out some of those trains of thoughts, that may be speeding along and allowing you to maybe even get stressed or not focus on your task at hand. Number 4, I want you to use I want you to take the attention deficit that you have and find the right time for that to flourish. In other words, let's say morning is better for you than the evening, or the evening is better for you in the morning. Well, maybe your attention deficit is very useful for you in the creativity portion of that. When can you use that to help you be more creative? So is it in the morning or in the evening? And everybody's different. So let's go through them again. Number 1, use the resources around you and take advantage of the people who can help you out there. Number 2, think about your diet. Number 3, think about your exercise and how we can use that. And then number 4, keeping in line with what is the best time for you to use your attention deficit and when can you be the most productive. So these are some just quick pointers for you that I want you to take with you. And remember, functional attention deficit can work for you. In fact, it is a gift. And I thank you for joining us. This is Dr. Jonathan Youssef, Networking for Your Optimal Health.